Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are still in our flu pandemic, about 4 years into it, and we learned last episode that it says in the journal here, when we go into here, we can't actually... Can we change our pandemic response? We're not actually going to change this. But if we look at the tooltips here, states are much less likely to experience successive waves of the flu, and flu mortality is greatly reduced for successive waves. I haven't experienced that to be greatly reduced. Maybe a little bit. But you have to keep in mind, this is with a war as well. A pretty hefty war against Scandinavia. So we're going to stay with not harming the economy and see how that feels. That's the overall goal here. We are spending down our credit a little bit, but what's more important right now is that our GDP is recovering, which will increase our credit cap. We're also pulling out of our investment pool pretty heavily right now. We did just dip back into deficit here. I don't expect that to remain the case for too much longer. I want to check in here. Let's see, trade routes need convoys. Destroyers have been unlocked, sure. And all of this is in turmoil. That should start to go down as our radicals do. The French flu has spread into North German Saxony. So here's what I'm thinking right now. It feels like the way that this works, at least with our current tech level, there may be a tech that affects this, but with our current tech level, it feels like our pandemic response doesn't really prevent much, because it felt like we were reinfecting at about the same rate previously. Now, us being negative here is potentially problematic. What is the cost or the cause of this? Subsidies. So our railways are very expensive. And looking at this, we've got oil input shortages. Okay. Our railways are still operating off of electricity, not oil, correct? We are on electric trains, yes. Now, we could hop over to diesel trains. Electricity is not mega expensive. Neither are engines, for that matter. Okay. We could think about running a consumption tax on transportation. Although that costs 200. A tax on wine would make us a lot and would only cost 100. So let's go ahead and put that in. Cool. So that looks good. We're now making money again. Now, I believe we did end up cranking up our taxes a little bit. Yes, we did. Because we had to pay off the debt from the war. And this plague is not helping. It's reappeared in Westphalia. And we're hoping that it goes away eventually. We've dipped back into negative here again. War with Siam has broken out. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to help France with that. Okay. So here's the question. Why did this just shift by like 70k? That's an interesting question. And it's just shifted back. Okay, I'm not sure what shifted there, but it's clearly a cost somewhere. Noted. Perhaps expensive military goods, ammunition, and oil. Can we improve our oil anywhere? I don't believe that we can. No, we cannot. Okay, so we can continue to improve some of this stuff, but for now that seems reasonably okay. I want to take a look at our diplomatic situation at this point. So we've got Württemberg down here. We stopped bankrolling, which is fine. We've got Bremen here who are actually quite happy with us currently. What are they interested in? They actually can't be brought into our customs union. Okay, noted. So we've got Oldenburg here. They would accept a trade agreement. Done. They would not accept a customs union yet. We could start bankrolling them. How much would that cost? 1.32k? Done. Okay. These guys, we defended them, and I was under the impression that they would join our nation for that, but apparently they have not. that's okay, I guess, but we definitely need to start working on them. So I want to just simply begin improving relations with them. So there we go. We'll work on that. And we've also got these guys down over here. What's going on there? We have a defensive pact with them already. They would actually join our customs union. Done. Beautiful. And what's... Oh, the flu is spread again to Baden. Sure. Let's take a look at Saxony here. What do we got going on here? Okay, they're not able to join our customs union. Is Württemberg? They are able to. Okay, we should definitely begin improving relations with them as well. Okay, who else would we be interested in potentially? Luxembourg? Can they join us? Not via the customs union route. Okay. Noted. What about Hamburg? They would not accept this currently. Their attitude is genial, but we can definitely work our way up in relations here. So we'll get that underway. That looks good. What is this diplomatic play? Uh-huh. Spain is leaning our direction. We're already in this. So let's raise up Hermann von Oldenburg here. He's going to be our lowest level guy, our lowest number of troops. And we're just going to send him on over. Cool. So that'll be fine. We will defend them. I don't think that'll be a problem at all. Oldenburg declined our proposal for a trade agreement. They're now not into it. Interesting. Well, we'll continue to work up opinion with them. That'll be fine. And that's these guys down here that just joined the customs union. We may have to win this war before they're willing to do anything in terms of joining us. So we now have migration controls. We knew that that was coming. It's okay. So this revolution is at 0. And it looks like it's just going to go away. No, it's not. They want to enact private schools. This is just the industrialists who are currently angry with us. And why are they angry? They strongly oppose autocracy and National Guard, as well as opposing protectionism. But they oppose the recent change from no migration controls to migration controls. Fair enough. Okay. Well, they can't actually rebel here, is the thing. They can only go up to plus 75. So we'll see how that goes. Ah, yes. These guys have agreed to join our growing confederation. Consider it done. So that means that this kind of no longer exists. What does that actually do for this diplomatic play? And also the French flu spread to Hanover. Sure. Okay, there we go. Cool. So we had this Wargle, and we could apparently call in someone. I don't think we need to. That would be Brazil would be willing to join. I don't think we need to be honest. I really, really don't. Nobody seems particularly interested in stopping us here, so it should be fine. So this war is going to break out eventually, but it seems okay. We are making money at this point, and we have a lot in our investment pool. Are we auto-expanding everything that we can? No, we are not, actually. And we should make sure that all of these are selected. Some of these are on separate options here. So we'll go through that and make sure that this is all correctly set up. So we want to make sure that all of this is good to go. And that's because we just brought in a new location, right? So diesel engines here seems potentially good. We'll go ahead and run that. Arc-welded steamships sounds good as well. We'll go ahead and have that go and see how that feels. The rest of this we can just bring down to the quote-unquote best. Urban centers are weird. There's no doubt about that. So we're going to run, I think, state-run churches here and call that good. Apparently it wants us to switch to arcades. We can try it. I'm not 100% convinced by it, but we'll see. We've been bit by that in the past. We want to auto-expand everything over here and bump these down to compression ignition tractors. Cool. Diesel pumps. That all looks good. We'll auto-expand all of these. Okay, cool. We can't auto-expand our oil rigs, unfortunately, but that is fine. Okay, our railways could go down to diesel trains. I don't know that that's a good call, though. We already have a shortage of oil. We'll hold off on that, and we'll think about it later on. Yeah, we've already got that input goods shortage. We've also got a hardwood input goods shortage. So we should maybe consider going into our resources and upgrading logging camps where we can. Specifically, something kind of like that. Okay, cool. We'll get that underway. And we're still going to be making money. We've got tons of money in our investment pool. So that'll be fine. The French flu has spread to North Rhine. But honestly, this feels like it's spreading at roughly the same pace it was when we had the controls in. So the controls don't seem to be as effective as the tooltip would imply. We'll call it that. So this is at 74 here, and our radicals have hard dropped. That's very good. I'm wondering how long this opinion malice on the industrialists is going to last for. Because it's the recent change. How long is considered recent? Now that's a question. Of course, we're going to be fighting over here. Is that a second front that is broken out here? Hamburg is in this? Hang on. No, not this one. This one. Hamburg is in this. Unfortunately, we can't add additional war goals here. Otherwise, I would. Yeah, these guys are all declaring neutrality. So that sounds good. The French flu has spread in Brunswick. To be expected, but not great. Not great at all on that front. Cool. So we're going to have this war break out here. That'll happen soon. And we still have an input goods shortage of silk and hardwood. So we may also want to think about expanding out our synthetics plants. And Brandenburg seems like a good place to do that. Another decent place would be West Prussia. So we'll get that underway. We are currently going negative with our cash. And war has broken out. That's to be expected. We'll win this war easily. I'm not concerned about what's going on up here. This looks completely fine. Our garrison can hold that for the time being. Beautiful. So we're going to have this occupied very shortly here. Cool. So we win that battle, and that's now occupied. So we should now move... Okay, this guy did move up over here, I think. Yes, he did. Beautiful. So he automatically moved up. Looks good. Now, these guys are chilling at 75% right now. Actually, the radicalism is now 0. That's fascinating. Okay, so this ticks down over time. Got it. Cool, so that looks good. We're going to finish up our construction of the synthetics plants soon enough. This guy's mobilized but idling, but that's because there's no available fronts for him, so this looks good. At this point, we're just waiting for this war to end. So we want to press this war goal. And yeah, this looks absolutely fine. Short duration of war is minus 100 reasons. Hilarious. But they're going to continue to tick down here. They're fully occupied, so this is going very quickly. 12.73 due to exhaustion. Beautiful. Funnily enough, France is losing this war. That's kind of awkward. And also the fact that it's switching back and forth there, that's kind of awkward too. The French flu has spread, as expected. We'll see if it ever goes away. So this revolution is just continuing to tick away. This all looks great. I'm very pleased about this situation. Paved roads has been unlocked. So that's a pretty big deal, realistically speaking. Paved roads was under, I believe, society. And yeah, that will help us quite a lot. So next we could go for, like, modern financial instruments for 10% minting. Done. Cool. Keep in mind, we're making 410k from minting. So that's going to be 40k that we make. That's a 50% increase on our surplus. That's huge. So that'll be absolutely fantastic. How are we doing on the flu pandemic? It is in 15 out of our 18 states. Okay, so I think it is clear at this point that it did slow it down. But it just took so long that we never really had a chance. The throughput reductions were just too much. So that's a lesson learned there for sure. And mostly, it's just the market access throughput, now that I think about it. The other throughput didn't matter all that much. It was basically all market access. So that's noted. Hey, we won. Cool. So that territory is now ours, and we need to make sure that we are incorporating them if they're not already incorporated. They are. Can we build any additional oil extraction in this region? No, we cannot. Okay, that is noted, but we do need to go into our buildings here and make sure that all of this is set up correctly. We can't be on automated bakery just yet, but let's just go through this. Synthetic plants should definitely move down over here and be auto-expanded. Cool. Arms industries can be auto-expanded. We're going to be running bolt-action rifles, breech loaders, and publicly traded for now. For power plants, we're coal-fired and publicly traded. Go ahead and auto-expand. We seem to be doing okay on our urban centers for now, so that's looking good. And we'll auto-expand our trade center, but that's, of course, going to happen. I really wish we could auto-expand our oil rigs, but that is what it is, unfortunately. Anything else up through here? No, that all looks good. Our ports can move down to modern ports, and we'll see what that ends up doing. Our railway can move to diesel trains. That'll be a huge amount of additional infrastructure, to be clear. Let's give it a go and see what that feels like. I was going to say we almost certainly are going to have to back off of that position. It kind of depends. We are the #1 producer worldwide of oil. I want to throw that out there. So there's that. We're going to try to import it as well. From the French market, from the Dutch market, and from the British market. We're going to import as much as possible. I am expecting this to go poorly. So if we have to back off and go back to electric trains, we will. We'll see how that ends up going. What is this here? Bremen Proletarian Revolt versus Scandinavia. We have a truce with Scandinavia, so we can't participate in that. That is unfortunate. But I want to take a quick look in our journal here and see what we can do for German unification. How close are we here? We need 17 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So Oldenburg would be great. They would now accept the trade agreement again. We'll get that underway. And how close are they to the customs union? They're getting there, is the answer. As far as these guys go, we can start bankrolling them can we bankroll them and improve relations simultaneously? Looks like yes. Cool. So we'll get that underway. Now I'm keeping an eye on this situation. Our subsidies here are very high. I'm wondering just how much of that is because we are switching over. And how much of it is real, quote unquote. Like, oil is already at max price, right? Pretty sure. Let's double check that. We want to go into the market, sort by market price. Yeah, oil is at its maximum price. That is a ludicrous balance. Okay, so we definitely can't afford to have our railways on oil. That is not going to be a thing. We absolutely have to back off on this. That is going to still be a pretty ridiculous shortage of oil. It's better, but it's still ridiculous. We need a lot of oil. Noted. So unfortunately, as far as this goes, we have to either join on the side of Scandinavia or declare neutrality. We're going to declare neutrality here. We can't participate as much as we want to. We want to participate in this. Hamburg, what are you thinking right now? They're not thinking much. And that's because our relations are still neutral. Wait, this revolution's ticking back up. Private schools again? It's the industrialists. They are back up to -10. Okay, noted. Seems reasonably fine for now. Our investment pool is still huge, and actually going up. So that's noted. The French flu is, by the way, still spreading back into the North Rhine. Cool, and I want to check in here. What do we got going on? Low market access in Brandenburg. We are already working on that. So that doesn't appear to be a problem. The major question right now is, why is our railway subsidies creeping back up? I understand here because we were running the oil railways briefly. We should be basically switched back over to electric trains. Basically. It's coming back down. Okay, good. Good. That all looks good for the moment. I don't really want to be negative right now, but I guess it's fine. We're still working on bringing our GDP back up to recovery, but in our current situation, it's tough. The French flu just is not going away. When will this plague end? This has been like 5 years now. It's starting to get insane. Okay, this is going back down again. That looks good. No problem whatsoever there. And we've got lots of bureaucracy going on. We don't have a lot of authority here, but that's fine. We can definitely continue to work on our influence. There's Bavarian Rhineland here. We'll improve relations with them. And we'll also bankroll them. Cool. We'll bring that up and continue to work our way through putting together North Germany here. So Bavaria themselves are kind of a big deal, right? We'd like them to change to our customs union. We are improving relations and bankrolling Bavaria. And that is part of our finances here, but we're really only spending 14K per month on our diplomatic pacts. That's not the primary issue here. The primary issue here is that the railway subsidies are still just sky high. So what is going on with our railways then? Are we running into another input goods shortage of things? Engines, yes. Okay, noted. So we clearly need more motor industries, or our motor industries are suffering from an input goods shortage of their own. which I think is correct. I think that's likely the case. So let's take a quick look at a motor industry in, say, Westphalia. So this motor industry here, they have no cash reserves. They have 48 employees. Okay. They have a lack of oil. They have a lack of rubber. Noted. That lack of oil is tough. That's for sure. I'm not sure what else we can do about it, really. I mean, we can import one from the Scandinavian market. That's all we can do. As far as rubber goes, we could import some from the Dutch market and just hope that that's good enough. Market access is dropping off a bit in Brandenburg. Let's see. That's fully employed. Okay. Noted. It's that lack of oil there. That's for sure. So we may have to adjust our motor industries here. We're currently on this production method. That takes up a lot of oil, the diesel engines. So we may have to switch back to electric engines here. I don't love it. But electric engines are, I think, the way to go. It is what it is. Our subsidies are mega high, and that is basically due to engine prices. We should be starting to see these drop, though. And indeed they are. So that's great. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue to look to expand to some of these areas over here, as well as continuing to get our economy a little bit more on track. But with this flu pandemic, it is tough. It's improving, though. It is improving. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentwin, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Kadra, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.